other could be society, couldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It could be religion. It could be your doctors, your lawyers. It could be your, basically, even the Indian chiefs for that matter.
Right.
It could be basically your priests and your ministers and your rabbis, couldn't it?
Yes.
It could be your friends and your acquaintances, your husbands, your wives, your children. Your children could harm you.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you would look around and you would see that there is only opportunity for harm. And that would elicit in you a great deal of fear, wouldn't it?
Yes.
And that fear would fuel that whole sense of you being powerless, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But let's just say for a moment you change that whole concept, just a little, and realize that you have something that no one can ever take from you. Ever, ever, ever. You have, in every moment, the ability to choose. Oh, and we know you'll argue with us that that's not the case. What about the prisoner who's being beaten by somebody else? He hasn't got the ability to choose. Of course he does. He can choose to see the beating as something harmful, or he could choose to see the beating as something pleasurable. He could choose to see the beating as just another part of his existence. You always have the ability to choose. So if you subscribe to, out of your power comes this ability to choose that no one, absolutely no one or anything can take that away from you, then you will realize that your interaction with society, with your politicians, with your law enforcement individuals, your interactions with your doctors and your lawyers and your priests and your ministers and your rabbis and your Indian chiefs, all of that is by you choosing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And when you make that choice, then think about it. Rather powerful, wouldn't you say?
It is.
So then, if you're the one choosing the level, type, extent of the interaction with yourself and everything around you, and if you subscribe, and we say if, because not every individual does, but if you subscribe to what we're suggesting here, then you realize that if you're the one choosing, what's to forgive?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Because there's nothing to give away, is there?
Right.
There's nothing to change.
No.
There's nothing to alter. You were, in the moment that you chose, brilliant enough to make that choice. It took brilliance to make it. It takes brilliance to change it. It takes brilliance to choose again. So wouldn't you say that you were brilliant then?
Yes.
Interesting, wouldn't you say?
It is. And that's that choice to experience existence.
It is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And it comes back to the first defining statement. Existence is but an extension of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You'll notice that it doesn't say existence is an extension of everybody else. Of your mother, your father, your aunt, your uncle, your niece, your nephew, whoever you want to blame. It doesn't say that, does it?
Right.
The statement specifically states it's an extension of yourself. That means, then, that everything must begin with you. Let's explore these 6 statements if we may.
Yes.
Think about it. The first statement, existence is but an extension of yourself. It begins with you. It starts with you at a core root level. If you think about it, that's your basic survival, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's everything that you are at the base root level of yourself. The existence and everything around you is an extension of you. Now, it takes a willingness to explore that statement, to understand its perspectives, its depth and breadth, for you to appreciate the full extent of it. But even if you can't appreciate the full extent of it, if all you can appreciate is that from that base within yourself, that root part of yourself, is the area of choice in your life. If all you see is that at the root core of yourself is the ability to choose, and from that choice that you make, everything around you follows, is created, is manifested, then you realize that from your root chakra, if you want to call it that, your root center of self, your base, comes the power of creation, doesn't it?
Yes. Very powerful.
And everything leads from that then, doesn't it?
Yes.
Because now the second statement, I am sufficient. Well, it ties into the first because basically it says, okay, you're choosing. But now, why judge everything you've chosen? Because everything you've chosen from the base creative self that chose. When you choose from your base creative self, is there anything missing from that choice?
No.
No. In fact, you're not just choosing with your mind, going off somewhere and in a tangent. You're making the choice from the base root of yourself. And if you look at it from that perspective, every choice you've made then is based on a sufficiency, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing lacking in it. It's not like you didn't know there was something missing within you. The full energy of your creation was there when you chose. Then it moves into I am limitless. My choices reflect my limitlessness. Well, there you go. Isn't that a powerful statement?
Yes.
So all of these three statements, aren't they related to the first, second, third, and now the fourth chakra with I am limitless?
Mm-hmm.
The fourth being the bridge between the first three and the last three?
Yes.
So now you find yourself in a limitless position. I am limitless. Now that's powerful. That's all about choice then, isn't it?
Yes.
It's all about the power center within yourself, that third chakra, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And then my choices reflect my limitlessness is the bridge that says to you, if you choose lovingly, then you'll reflect limitless love. If you choose denigration, then you'll reflect limitless denigration, won't you?
Mm-hmm.
If you choose harm, you'll reflect limitless harm. But isn't it beautiful that you're making that choice from your heart? Whether it be harm, or whether it be denigration, or love, or appreciation, or joy. People have a concept that the heart chakra is all about joy. No, it's about limitlessness. It's about choice tied to limitlessness. It really is. It's the judgment of that creates the illusions that humanity is so caught up with, that this is right and this is wrong, and you're nice here, no, you're not nice there. You're really good here, no, you're not really good there. Well, then you're not really reflecting your heart energy at that point. You're reflecting a judgment of heart energy, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
The fourth, that which you are is that which I am, and that which I am is that which you are. What better way to express the interrelationship of yourself with everything around you? And which chakra, dear Maggie, do you think is the center of expression?
The fifth?
Well, now there you go. That was a good guess.
Yes. The
But
throat
isn't
chakra.
that what the center of expression is about?
Yeah.
Expressing yourself as a continuance of everything around you?
Yes.
So, that statement, even though it's a fourth statement, does reflect the fifth chakra energy, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It does help you to understand that as you express yourself, an expression, of course, is not just words, is it?
No.
Even though it may be considered as a throat chakra, it's still not just words. It's everything you express. Your body language, your choices of yourself, the way you put yourself out to the world, your ego personality description, the words you use, the concepts you present, what you live by. That's an expression of you, isn't it?
Yes.
And all of that is a reflection of everything around you and the interrelationship of yourself to that. That's powerful too, wouldn't you say?
It is.
And it's fueled then by all that whole power of choice that comes up from that root base of yourself, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And then you go into this fifth defining statement. That which you choose, you do so out of joy. Now, some would say that belongs into the fourth chakra, but really does it? Because if the energy is moving up, wouldn't that be then basically your sixth chakra?